Hey everyone, this is Andrew. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about factors that affect real estate property values. Now, the first one, which we've all heard before, is location, location, location. It's always nice to want to buy a property in a place where people actually want to live. Now, there's the old adage of buy the worst house in the nicest neighborhood, and that always applies. But there's other things to consider too. Is it near schools? Is it near grocery? Is there places of worship around? Parks is another big one, especially if people have children who want to play in the park. Consider the person, the avatar of the person that might want to live in that neighborhood and market to them. The market in general is important when you're talking about like the city. Is there jobs, or sorry, are there jobs? Is there growth in the area? Is it a declining or an improving area? You definitely want to consider that. Is there immigration coming into the area that you're buying? Is it going to be long-term growth? If you're flipping a house, this isn't necessarily as important, but definitely if you're renting, you want the long-term the rentability and the appreciation in the property. Is there what's the age of the property? That's another factor. Is it a new subdivision? Is it an older, more mature neighborhood? The older the house gets, the least costly it can get, but there can also be more problems. Newer construction tends to be on the pricier side, but then again, you can have less problems. And again, who wants to live where is a factor to consider. Condition of the property is, of course, a very crucial one. If there's a lot of deferred maintenance to the property, does it need a new roof? Is it outdated? Is there a pink bathtub? These are all factors that affect the values. Now, as real estate investors, this is the area that we're kind of generally most interested in because we see that we can take a house that has been, forgotten about and not renovated over the years, not kept up to the times, and we see that we can fix it up and add value. But the preceding things that I was saying really make a difference is that it depends on how much you're going to get, like how much value you're going to get out of those renovations. If the neighborhood, if everybody's leaving the neighborhood or all the jobs, a big plant just closed down and they're not going to be, if it's permanently closed down, people are going to start to leave that neighborhood. So you want to make sure that you're in an area that's growing or the surrounding area is growing. If it's expanding outwards, then you know that it's going to be there for the long haul. One measurement that I like for deciding on where to buy a property, of course, is infrastructure, but a wide an array of infrastructure. So not just a one industry town. Is there a university? Is there a government office? Is there a big business? Is Amazon building a new distribution facility or something like that that's going to be around a while? These are definitely things that you want to consider. Improvements in the property, like are there already some improvements there? So for example, in an area that I purchased in Windsor, there's a lot of basements that are lower because basements were never a priority. The houses were big enough for the price. In Toronto, people are underpinning their basements because the value of the property is so high. So you need to really try to make the space that you're living in more adaptable to your needs. So rather than moving, people are underpinning. So if you've got a good height in the basement, not only does that add the value just to the house itself, but also the future idea of what can be. Maybe you can put a secondary suite in the basement. If there's things that have already been done, that's another big, like is the furnace new? Is the roof new? These are things that can be quite costly down the road, and so those are going to determine the value of the property when you're purchasing, because it's sort of like future headaches won't happen. There's more life left in those infrastructure, those of the house. And again, I've touched on this too, is like the neighborhood's very important. Is it mature? Is it expanding? Are there young families? Is it a place where people want to live? So these are all very, very serious considerations. You don't want to buy a property in a town that's dying or in an area of a town that's dying. You want to make sure. One good idea, if you can do it, is to buy in an area that is shitty now, but you can see the progress working its way there. There's often indicators. Generally speaking, crappy neighborhoods will attract the young sort of hipster artist crowd, or young families that have no other alternative to buy in those neighborhoods because of the price point. And if you start to see that that's happening, could be within 5 to 10 years that neighborhood's going to turn and appreciate quite well. So again, those sort of factors, overlying future factors, definitely make a difference in the value of your property. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you want to see more, give it a subscribe, wherever that is. And you can follow me anywhere on social media at Andrew Cox, REI. Thanks for watching. Take care.